All praises to the Most High. So he put this in my heart to make this video for you guys since I've been talking about a lot of judgment. He wants you to know that there's a lot of good that's gonna happen soon. The transfiguration of the glorified bodies of the saints. All right. So I know I told you about some people in Zion. Well, I never told you about ice. There's a man who's made out of ice. His finger cubes are ice. His eyes are ice. He's just made of ice and he has ice power. But not only that, why I brought up ice is because I told you the devil ain't nothing but a copycat, and all the superheroes are actually abilities of what the glorified saints are going to be, and already of things that are already made in Zion of the Most High's people, like fire and ice. So there will be people with the ice abilities like you see in that show Incredibles. And he wants me to let you guys know about these cool things that are going to be taking place soon at hand. I don't know when, but the time is near. Alright, so remember I told you guys a bit about fire. So the enemy has made a lot of superhero shows showing things that are already made, of things the Most High have already created, and also of abilities of people when they got their glorified bodies. So we're going to get into it. And I'm going to tell you a few things that the Most High has told me about the abilities of the saints. Alright, so you got lightning power, you got a light beam, eyes, but the people with light power will have it in their hands, in their eyes, and all around them. Yeah, so it could come out of their eyes and their hands and all around them, just like the lightning power. It could come out of their eyes, their hands, and they can throw lightning bolts. I'm just telling you what he told me. A few of the saints' abilities will be mudslides. Some people will be able to make mudslides. Some people will be able to make earthquakes. Some people will be able to make tornadoes. Some people will have the fire ability, and his ministers are a flame of fire. Some people will have ice, as I just talked about. Some people will have flying abilities. Some people will have the eye beams and light power. I just explained that. Some people have a rock ability. It's like you have rocks and it's made out of the hands. I know why I said that. I have a spelling mistake. Forgive me. So rocks, the Most High told me they can make it out of their hands and they can make it as big as they want to throw it at the enemy or make it fall down on the head of the enemy. Some people, like Spider-Man, they have a cobweb power. Some people can dumb the enemy with their words. Some people have sandstorm powers. Some people have the ability to cause a tsunami. And I'm going to tell you about this really cool person. He has an ability, he's a child, actually. He's a teenager. He's like 13. Natural disaster that's going to have a water crown on his head, so he can start natural disasters. And lightning, so we talked about that. So these are just some of the many cool things that will be taking place. The children of God are going to have the Spirit of God upon them and be in their glorified bodies. God doesn't want you to be afraid. He wants you to trust and believe him. Do not be dismayed or discouraged when tribulation comes your way. Fear not, for greater is he that's in thee than he that's in the world. Luke 12:32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Isaiah 43:2. When thou pass through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither the flame kindle upon thee. Isaiah 43:3. For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, and Ethiopia and Sheba for thee. Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore I will give men for thee, and people for thy life. Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee I will break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also I will break in pieces man and woman, and with thee I will break in pieces old and young, and with thee I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, And with thee I will break in pieces husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee I will break in pieces captains and rulers. So now we're going to go to Joel 2 and 6. I'm going to go through all the scriptures talking about the transfiguration. So this is not just going to all fit in one video. I hope you guys enjoy this one as much as I do, because I love talking about this. I just love knowing about it. It's cool. Before their faces the people will be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every man in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The shield of his mighty man. Now, we're going to go to Nahum 2 and 3, because the shield of his mighty men is made red, and the violet men are in scarlet. The chariot shall be with flaming torches in the day of his preparation, and the fir tree shall be terribly shaken. And just like what Enoch said, and Enoch also, the seventh of Adam, prophesied of these things, saying, Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which the ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So all the wicked people speaking against God, he's coming for you. Wait for it. A fire goes before them, his children, these people with the glorified bodies, and behind them a flame burns. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them as a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devours the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. This is his elect. These are the people with the glorified bodies. Alright. The chariots shall rage in the streets. They shall justly once against another in the broad ways. They shall seem like torches. They shall run like lightnings. Remember, I told you some people gonna have lightning, some people gonna have fire. He said, he shall count his worthies. They shall stumble in their walk. They shall make haste to the wall thereof, and the defense shall be prepared. For ye, now Isaiah 52 and 12, for ye shall not go out with haste, nor by flight, for the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel shall be your rewarder. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled, and be very high. As many as were astonished at thee, his visage was so mirrored more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. You know what visage is? Your look, your image. It's change. So he's going to be more mirrored than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. So when he changes you, so shall he sprinkle many nations. The king shall